Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I live in Mountain Village, Colorado. If you want to find out anything about me, you go to MySpace where I have a page. This is a video or a message, or actually a concept, uh, on how we, the American people, can monitor what's happening in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, with these terrorists who are being held by American forces. First of all, I personally don't think that they're being tortured. Of course, some people say waterboarding is torture, and that's just a matter of opinion. Um, but nonetheless, there is a way that in which prisoners like that could be monitored, uh, and all of us could pretty much know whether or not they are being tortured or not. Simply put, we need a human rights monitoring organization that's approved by the United States government, by Congress in both parties. That means the majority of both parties in Congress, Democrat and Republican, would have to approve it, whose job it is to monitor what is happening in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, at the detention centers there. They have video cameras in that place, and they're these human rights activists who, again, we do not want radicals. There's not just anyone could do this or join. But we want people there who are not tied to the government, who can monitor what's happening there. They see these prisoners constantly. When they are being interrogated, there will be a video camera videotaping all interrogations. Failure to videotape any interrogation could result in arrest of those military personnel who had not followed the procedures set forth, which would be set forth by Congress. But these human rights activists would be maybe in Miami, located in Miami. They can watch what's going on down there. And several might be allowed permission to be at these detention centers 24 hours a day. Their only job is very simple. Watch what's happening, make sure there's no torture going on. When these prisoners are interrogated, there's no sound in the room, but there's a video in the room of what's going on. That's the only way you can do it. There is no other way. I've said before, I don't think there's ever been any real torture going on there. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people in this country who can't tell the difference between a war criminal and a common criminal. This is a war. These people are dedicated to our destruction. This isn't Ted Bundy and Ed Rollins, and these are Rollins guy that murdered those students in Gainesville back, I think, in 1991 or 1990. These are people who will use nuclear weapons on us if they can get a hold of them. These are people who will kill millions of Americans if they can. They'll kill us all if they can. They'll start World War III if they can, if that's what it takes to usher in a Islamic world. They have their little Armageddon prophecy as well. And one of the things they will do, and this is what Iran may be trying to work on, is to start a World War III, because it's their belief that they will usher in a new world where only Islam rules. All Jews are dead. All Westerners are dead. All Christians are dead. Anybody that's not Islamic will be killed. That's their mission. And unfortunately, we have people on the left that are just too ignorant to understand that. They can't understand, much like Obama, they can't tell the difference between a war crime or war criminals and a common criminal. So that's unfortunately the kind of world we live in, where people seem to be getting dumber by the day. And I'm referring to our leaders. Simply put, this is one way we could do it. And I don't see any harm in that. Again, these activists would have to be approved. Congress would have to approve them. And they are held. There's just certain things they can't talk about, nor ever talk about. But at the same time, they're not part of the government. Their only goal is to make sure that the laws that we have are followed, and that these terrorists are not tortured. It's as simple as that. Again, when they are interrogated, there will be no sound. They cannot hear, but they can see what's going on. And these people, activists, also would have to probably be approved by many of the other human rights organizations in America, maybe throughout the world, as these people can be trusted to tell the truth. And if there is torture going on, then they can report it. There's no other way that I can think of. And again, some of these activists may be permitted to be there 24 hours a day. You know, they got to sleep and stuff, but they'll take turns going down there and just keeping an eye on these people. That's all it is. And then that puts an end to people like Jimmy Carter making false accusations that there's torture going on and things like that. But please remember that these men that are being held down there are dedicated to the destruction of the world. They're dedicated to destroying all of Israel. Every Jew they can kill, they will do it. And our destruction as well. These are not common criminals. These are people that are dedicated to World War III. If they can start it, they'll do so. And eventually one day they probably will. That's what we're fighting. And unfortunately many on the left don't seem to quite grasp that idea. I don't think most people in this country have any idea what this war is even about. It's about establishing an Islamic state worldwide where everybody is Islamic. There is no other religion. There's nothing else but Islam. Anyone who doesn't join, submit, will be killed. And of course, if you're Jewish, it won't make any difference. They're going to kill you anyway. So anyway, that's the only way you can stop the false accusations about torture taking place at Guantanamo Bay. You have to let the other side, those who are making the accusation, to be able to see what's going on without it causing any national security problems, you know, like information, because we don't want the sound when these prisoners are being interrogated to be heard. This is not for their ears, but we can see that they're not being tortured. There is a way to solve this problem, very simply, through monitoring and through allowing some activists on there who are not tied to the government to be there to watch, listen at what's going on down there. Anyway, I hope you like the idea. If you like this idea, then just pitch it to your congressional representative. And because we're going to be doing this again. You know, 9/11 is just the first shot. There's more to come. Thank you for